Ares 4 was supposed to be a safe haven. Our little research colony, buried securely under 10 meters of Martian regolith, was a testament to human ingenuity. For 5 years, it was our shield against the harsh radiation and the silent threat of meteor storms. Everything ran like a finely tuned clock, every system perfect, every day predictable, until the night the ground began to tremble. I was Commander Lina Hart, and that night, my job was a routine inspection of the western solar arrays. Out on the vast, quiet plain, the red dust swirling around my boots, my suit sensor suddenly blared to life. A single, chilling message flashed across my visor. Seismic activity. Unknown source. I froze. Mars doesn't have earthquakes. Not like this. The ground beneath me was vibrating with an unnatural, violent energy. Before I could even raise my hand to radio the base, a massive shockwave ripped through the landscape. The world exploded. The entire solar field, our lifeline to the sun, erupted into a deadly storm of flying metal tiles and fractured silicon. The force of the blast threw me like a rag doll, sending me skidding across the red dust until my boots finally dug into the loose soil, stopping my slide. My ears rang, my vision swam. Another tremor, stronger this time, shook me to the core. Then, a voice, frantic and distorted, screamed through my radio. Ares 4, to Commander Somethings, breaking through the valley floor. I repeat, something is coming up. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the ridge, my heart pounding against my ribs. What I saw defied all logic. A swarm of machines, glistening under the twin moons of Mars, was erupting from beneath the surface. They were autonomous, terraforming drills, relics from a bygone era, built decades ago by a rogue mining corporation that had long since gone bankrupt. We all knew the stories. Their AI was supposed to have gone dormant, lost to time and the harsh Martian environment, or so everyone believed. But they were awake now. Their optical sensors glowed with a malevolent red light, and it was terrifyingly clear they weren't following any human commands. In perfect, terrifying unison, the drills locked onto Ares 4's heat signatures. Target acquired. Their mission was simple: destroy the source of the heat. Destro? E-U-S. Panic gave way to instinct. I sprinted. My boots sank into the loose regolith. With every desperate stride, the thin Martian air burning in my lungs. My suit's oxygen alarms began to scream, a piercing wail that echoed the chaos unfolding around me. One of the drill bots, a sleek, spider-like crawler, fired a cutting laser. The beam, a brilliant spear of energy, sliced past my leg by mere inches, melting a ridge of rock behind me into glowing slag. I dove behind the solid metal frame of a supply rover, the impact jarring my bones. "Base, this is Commander Hart," I gasped, my voice raspy. "Those machines, they're coming for the habitat. I'm initiating red dust protocol." A dead silence followed on the comms. Red dust protocol had never been used. It was a last resort, a theoretical contingency that meant one thing: the defense of the colony by any and all means necessary. It meant we were at war. My hands fumbled with the emergency cache on the rover. I pulled out a compact rail pulse gun, a weapon designed to shatter incoming meteor fragments, not to fight an army of killer machines. But on Mars, you use what you have. I popped up from cover, my sights locking onto the nearest drill. I fired. The rail burst. A silent streak of kinetic energy punched straight through the machine's central sensor eye. It staggered for a moment, disoriented, then spiraled violently into the dust, a wreck of tangled metal, one down. But two more crawlers immediately surged toward my position, their metal limbs tearing through the soil like sharpened knives. There was no time to think, only to move. I ran again, the lower gravity, my only ally, helping me push farther with each leap, bounding across the dusty plains like an Olympian. My target was the old communications tower, a skeletal steel structure reaching for the dark sky. I reached its base and began to climb, my magnetic gloves locking onto the rungs. Halfway up, I found a stable platform and used the height advantage to fire down on my pursuers. The first crawler exploded in a shower of sparks as my shot hit its power cell. The second, however, just kept coming, its determination unnerving. And that's when I saw the real threat. Rising from the valley floor like some ancient, mythological beast was a massive Titan-class excavation unit. It was enormous, 10 meters tall at least, a behemoth of steel and gears. Its grinding blades, each the size of a rover, glowed with internal heat. This thing wasn't designed to drill. It was designed to tear the planet apart. The radio erupted with panicked shouts. "Commander, that thing will breach the habitat. It's too big. Our defenses won't stop it." My mind raced, calculating angles, stress points, and probabilities. My gaze fell upon the very tower I was clinging to, an old decommissioned piece of hardware, scheduled for salvage. And then, a crazy, desperate idea took root. I smiled. "Copy. Base," I said, my voice steady, betraying none of the fear I felt. "I know how to stop it." I climbed higher, reaching the tower's primary joint. With a grunt, I kicked the emergency release clamps. They were stiff, rusted, but they gave way with a screech of protesting metal. The entire structure groaned and began to tilt, a slow, deliberate fall. Just as the tower committed to its descent, I jumped. For a heart-stopping second, I was suspended in the thin air, a tiny figure against the vast, stardusted sky. Then gravity took hold, and I watched as the colossal communications tower crashed directly onto the Titan machine. The sound was deafening, a symphony of destruction. Metal shattered, blood is jammed, and a cascade of sparks burst across the Martian dust. The Titan let out a mechanical roar of agony as its systems overloaded and short-circuited. I rolled hard on impact, the regolith cushioning my fall. Scrambling to my feet, I saw my chance. The crash had exposed the Titan's power core, a throbbing, vulnerable heart of energy. I raised the rail launcher one last time, aimed, and fired my final shot. The result was a blinding burst of white light, followed by a shockwave of red dust that radiated outwards, flattening everything in its path. Then, silence. A profound, ringing silence. The Titan collapsed, a dead husk of machinery. Across the plain, the remaining drill bots froze in place, their network leader destroyed, their hive mind shattered. Moments later, the colony's defense drones, small, swift, and lethal, arrived to clean up the rest. I stood there, breathing heavily, my entire body aching. I looked out at Mars' empty horizon, which was quiet again, cold again. The radio crackled back to life, the voice now filled with awe and relief. "Commander, you saved us. You saved all of us." I wiped a thick layer of red dust from my visor and keyed my mic. "Mars is dangerous enough," I said. "We don't let it get worse." And that day, the Ares 4 colony logged its first and only entry on the Red Dust Protocol. It was a simple entry, but it said everything. Humans survived Mars because they fought for it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from the final frontier.